Bernard and I have just spent time together preparing for this fantastic session that we've got laid on for you all for Thursday next week. We've gone on a deep dive and unpacked some of the concepts we want to touch on. So Bernard, I'm going to throw straight back to you. Can you give us some insights into the content and the topics we'll be covering together? And importantly, what is it that makes these topics important from your experience in working with teams?
And wonderful. And thank you. And looking forward to being with you and your group. To answer your question, what I'm going to offer is a perspective that as leaders, we rise on the quality of our working relationships and the impactfulness of our results. And look to relationships and results as the two hands that wash each other. And in the time available to us, I'm going to share a beautiful model that looks at the 8 elements of effective working relationships. And we're going to work with 2 of these. The first being trust, and the other is how do we coordinate action? How do we secure others' cooperation and commitment to get done what's most important be done? Often the misperceptions, be they teams or leaders, that we equate trust with results. How credible we are and how reliable we are. Now, those are important. But what we compromise in our understanding is trust is so much more than how well I do what I do and how reliably I do it. It's about the experience you have of me and the openness and the vulnerability and the truthfulness that I bring to you in the relationship, the intimacy and your experience of my selflessness. So we're going to explore those, and my hope is that each of us walk away with very clear and understandable and practical ways of how do we give others cause to trust us more, and what can I do to shift the trust in my working relationships? And equally, how do we create the conditions in which others take responsibility so that the onus is not on us as leaders to hold others accountable? How do we create a greater willingness for others to take responsibility and not wait to have it assigned to them? So I hope that that's going to be something of value to your members.
Yeah, perfect. I think that encapsulates it and summarizes it really neatly. And I think you nailed it already in that summary. In the work we've done together this afternoon, I'm excited about a couple of simple handouts we'll be able to provide the members, and I'm hoping to see those covered in notes that will set the team up to be able to go back into the workplace and utilize these frameworks and these ways of being and this way of showing up in the organization really confidently with immediate effect. Great group collaboration and a bit of reflection together.
It certainly will be. Each will have a copy of my book.
So tell us briefly about the book.
This is the book. I wrote it through COVID. The book title is Teaming Together. A lot of what we're going to be talking about in this session is equally relevant to leaders and teams. So much of what we're going to cover will be referenced and can be referenced in the book.
Wonderful. Bernard, thank you. Just a heads up for the members, we'll have a slightly different check-in to deal with in the morning to really set us up and get us aligned so we get into the content quickly. I'll send that out as a separate preparation. Looking forward to listening to the responses to that and how that frames the initial session Bernard and I'll be working through in terms of trust. So look out for that. And Bernard, can't wait to have you back in town and to introduce you to the other group of mine that I'm so incredibly proud to be a member of. So looking forward to it.
Look forward to seeing you then.